Hi everyone, this is Dr. Katherine Kelly, and I just want to know, because I think everybody has these experiences, are you having bumps along the road to soul health? Are you having a hard time getting where you want to go? Are you meeting roadblocks? Are you hitting these bumps or divots in the road that are kind of shaking you? And if you say no, I would say, okay, we would need to take a look at this, because really everybody does, and that's what life is about, is we have to figure out how to navigate those bumps, those divots, those trenches, those whatever they might be that kind of throw us off. And I had 9 clients yesterday, and I would say that every one of them was talking about the bumps in the road that they were experiencing on the way to where they want to get to. So what does that mean? To me, it's part of our experience, it's part of our journey, really, because how we navigate life has so much to do with our soul's evolution, has so much to do with our radiance, has so much to do with how we experience joy and fulfillment in life. So I just wanted to throw this idea out there, and I wanted to relate it to the bumps that I've been experiencing in getting the second edition of my book out. There is a lot of behind the scenes work that needs to get done, not only in writing the darn thing, but also in getting it ready for publication. And also, once it's ready for publication, you still have to go through a lot of bumps and bruises in order to get it posted on Amazon, posted correctly through the merchandise site, all of those kinds of things. There's all this stuff that needs to happen, all of these moving parts. And I've been experiencing a lot of them. And, even my assistants are kind of like, geez, how many more? Now, when I published the first edition of Soul Health, it actually was a fairly smooth process. I had a few bumps, but I kind of expected it since it was my first time really doing a book, publishing a book. And so I actually expected this one to go much more smoothly. And it has not. So it's been really interesting to watch how this has gone. And for a second time, as of yesterday, I'm going to have to delay the launch, which is a little bit disappointing, kind of frustrating, but at the same time, I also have learned that there is a lot to do with really the belief in divine timing, because divine timing is all about how the universe works with us as we learn and grow. It also wants to set us up for the best possible opportunity for success. And so for whatever reason that Soul Health is having some bumps on the way to being released, I'm kind of okay with it, because the fact that that is life, that is what we go through in life. We have to go through those bumps, we have to go through those bruises, and we have to learn from them. And I know for me, one of the things that this is really confirming for me is that this thing's gonna get out there. I'm really not worried about that, because I'm pretty determined, for one thing. But I also have to really, this is really confirming the fact that divine timing is so important. And that if we try to push through, if we try to push too hard, if we try to make something change that is not supposed to change yet, or it's not ready for change, it's not ready for a rebirth, well then it's not going to happen, and it's going to blow up. Now, it's not that I've been pushing to get this thing out in an undue time, but what I am doing is I had this deadline I was trying to meet so I could bring this to the publicity summit up in New York City with me. That wasn't working, so we postponed it again. And as of yesterday, the Amazon site was giving me problems, and there was no guarantee that they were going to correct their mistakes by the time the launch was going to happen, which could have thrown off the entire launch. Now, it's not that I haven't made mistakes along the way, because this is a learning process, but there's no guarantee for divine timing. There's no guarantee when everything is going to come together for us in our process to soul health. But what we have to do is learn from that. And I'm kind of learning, I don't have clients today because I was going to spend the time today really doing stuff for the launch. But what this is affording me is it's actually opening up more space for me to do some other networking and to do some other work that I know needs to happen in order to really make this thing a success. So we have to think of this in terms of our own soul health. What is it that we're trying to push too hard to create on our path to our own form of soul health? And what is it that we are not pushing hard enough for? Are there things that you're neglecting? And I know there's one part of this that I didn't realize I was needing to be putting some energy into. And so that's another part of all of my own learning with this, is I really need to, look at all of the dots, all of the T's, all of that, and make sure they're all taken care of. So on your own journey to soul health. What is working, what's not working? Where are the bumps? And are you letting those get in your way? Are you throwing in the towel? Or are you learning from those things? Because if you learn from those things, that's where the fruit is. That's where that divine nourishment is in our evolution. So I wanted to throw that whole idea out there is, are you experiencing bumps on your path to soul health? And I wanted to relate that to kind of the bumps and bruises that have come along with getting the second edition out. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to hear from you with how you are navigating those, what it is that you have learned from your bumps and bruises, because this is a part of our life. We can't change that piece of it, but we can change how we react to it, which means we really can enhance our path, our journey. And, I don't know about you, I've had a lot of tough things going on in my life, as everybody else has. And it's the meaning I place in it. It's the energy I've placed into understanding them and understanding how this is going to nourish me and how it's going to season me. And I would not be who I am without the bumps and bruises. And I think you would say the same as well. So love to hear from you. Again, I'm going to re-announce when the launch is going to be. I'm guessing it's going to be next Thursday or Friday of next week. And I will be talking with someone today who hopefully will help me pin that down from their side. Like I said, there's a bunch of behind the scenes things that need to happen. But hopefully we can get this thing going for next week. And if not, it means the divine timing's not there. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Go to my website, www.Dr.KatherineT.Kelly.com, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.